was about 19, 20. So yeah, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm just meant to share this. I feel really strongly that I'm meant to share this. I don't really know how to start. I don't even know if I'm going to post this at all, but I just feel like I need to get this off my chest because I just feel like a lot has changed for me in just the past week, and I've just had a lot of realizations. So as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I've decided to basically quit social media. Before I get into, I guess, the reasons why, I just wanted to start by talking about my background with social media. Yeah, I'm 31 years old, so I definitely grew up without social media. Got my first cell phone. It was just a simple flip phone. It was my mom's old one. I got that when I was 15, 16, when I started driving. And all it did was call and text. And you had to text using the T9. If you know, you know. And I remember kind of the first social media that we had was MSN Messenger. It's so nostalgic to think about that now because it's just times were so much simpler back then. I got Facebook when I was in high school for sure. And I mean, all it was for was basically posting song lyrics and stupid videos and pictures of me with my friends. I mean, they're not stupid. They were just silly and fun. But that's pretty much all Facebook was for. And then I got Instagram for the first time when I was about 19, 20. So yeah, I definitely fully grew up without social media. And I've actually deleted Instagram multiple times in my life because I just got sick of social media and I just didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I deleted that. It was probably about a year later. I wanted to start posting my fitness journey again, and I was getting really into that. So I actually started posting again on my original old account that was just my personal account. So I started posting on that again. Okay, so now I just want to get into the reasons. I've just been really feeling like I'm not meant to be on there. So yesterday I just did some journaling. I don't journal every day at all. I just journal once in a while. But I just really felt compelled to journal. And once I started writing this, it just poured out of me. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm just meant to share this. I feel really strongly that I'm meant to share this because I'm guessing some of you out there are feeling the same way that I am. But you just feel like you're kind of stuck. And that's definitely how I felt before I had this realization. So I'm just going to read everything I wrote about this topic. It's been a few days without going on social media. It's strange how much extra brain space I have and less anxiety, self-doubt, and criticism. I normally have this constant voice in my head proclaiming that I'm not good enough, I need more, and to do more, and I need more likes and followers to let me know how I'm doing. Before this, I wasn't really getting much of that. I was trying to be myself, but also script and stage my posts so that I could grab people's attention in the first 3 seconds. I'd try and get people involved with, polls and calls to action without any success. This, along with the constant comparison, started to take a toll on me. I couldn't figure out why I was unhappy when I have such a beautiful life, why I would feel depressed or anxious for no apparent reason. When I decided to step away, it felt like a megaton of bricks lifting off of my life. Everything I do now doesn't have to be documented or curated for someone else's approval. I no longer feel a lack. That has been replaced with so much gratitude for what I have. Life is so beautiful when you aren't constantly reminded of what you don't have. I feel like my child self again, and I hadn't realized I've been wanting to get back to her. She used to daydream, listen to music, draw every day, play the piano, take photos of nothing and everything, not to post, but for herself and her friends. She used to explore, follow her intuition, and do things on her own terms. I missed her, and now I'm finding her again. I didn't realize how much social media was affecting my happiness. I want to live in my real life. Why is that such a task? This decision hasn't all been easy. I feel some guilt as it was my only way to reach clients. However, I'm so lucky to have a partner that supports every decision I make, and he sees how this is a good thing for me. We can focus more on his business right now and become more of a team. People will probably think I'm weird, but what else is new? I've always been the weird one, and I fully embraced that when I was young. It's time to embrace it now. It's such a freeing feeling to not live for others, but to live in alignment with me. I don't know, that was just kind of like straight from my heart. Like I said, when I started writing, it just kind of poured out of me. So it didn't really require much thought, but I wanted to put a little bit more thought into it. And yeah, just think about all the reasons why like social media was so detrimental to me. And a big reason is that I noticed that I was starting to live my life for Instagram. I couldn't get away from the constant thought that, oh, I need to document this for Instagram. Oh, I need to take a picture of this. Oh, we should do this so I can get a photo of this. And it just took me out of living in the moment. And that is something that is so, so important to me. It's always been important to me. Yeah, I started noticing like I would just be like unhappy and like majorly anxious. I would just want to cry for no apparent reason. I didn't feel, I guess, like fulfilled in what I was doing. I was posting on Instagram to help people, but I genuinely did not feel like I was doing that. I felt like I had to be a specific version of myself. Felt like I couldn't be truly myself, especially on Instagram. You're constantly competing for people's attention on there. You know, I would put a lot of thought and a lot of time into some of my posts, and they just like, I genuinely felt like they were not being appreciated or they were not actually helping people. And that's because, you know, like you can see your analytics on Instagram. Like you can see how long people watch a reel for. And, you know, sometimes I'd make these reels, like I'd put a lot of thought and effort into these reels and like do a sit down video kind of style. It would be maybe a minute long or like a minute and a half. Like I would look at the analytics and it would say people watched it for like 5 seconds. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, woe is me, whatever, but that's just that's just the nature of Instagram. It's so fast paced. You have to like grab people's attention, and I'm not the attention grabbing type of person. I'm just like, that is not me, like genuinely not me. And so I felt like I had to constantly like be acting or be fake to try and like reach that level. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, like I said in my journal, like I really wanted to get people more involved and like create more of a community on my page. And I would like really try and do that by, you know, asking like putting polls on my stories, like getting people to vote on something or getting people to like ask questions and just stuff like that. I would just get absolutely nothing back. And like I realized that like to be on social media, you have to like not care about being rejected. But I do care. I just do. And no matter how many times I told myself, oh, it doesn't matter, like just keep trying. After like a couple years of doing that, it gets really defeating. Like it's really defeating. It gets really frustrating, and you start to realize that like people on social media just like don't actually care about you. Like you're not even like a person to them for the most part. Like I mean, I had some people following me that know me in real life. Even them, like I almost expected, you know, more engagement from the people that actually know me, and I would still get nothing from them. So I just started to realize, like, you know what? I want to focus on people in my real life that actually care about me and put all the energy that I was putting into like my social media and start putting that energy into the people that I love and that love me back. Like that is what we're designed to do. Like we're designed to socialize with people in real life, not on a screen, not on an app. We're also not meant to, like, because obviously I would scroll through social media and I followed people. So, you know, you're constantly exposed to other people's lives, other people's opinions, and like you start living in other people's lives and you stop focusing on your own life and what genuinely makes you happy. That's just what life is about. Like we only have this one life. Like I will only be this person once. I just feel like life is about way more than social media and like living for others. And I think, like I said before, I I found myself like starting to live for others, live for my followers, and not live for myself. Every post I made, every decision I made, I had a thought of like, hey, what are people going to think? How is this going to come across? And it was just like constant. It was a 24/7, like, except for when I was sleeping. It's all I thought about, like, all I thought about. I just want to start thinking about like what genuinely brings me joy. Like we're thinking about starting a family. I'm getting married this year, and it just has really got me, reflecting so much more on like what really matters in life, what I want to teach my children, like what kind of life I want to give them. And me and my partner have agreed that we're not going to allow our children to access social media or like have phones until they're teenagers, just like us. And so I was just thinking, how can I tell my kids, like, you can't have social media if I'm on social media every single day? I just think that's the wrong message. Like, I believe in teaching by action. And I just want to show my kids that there's life in real life and not online. Yeah, it's only been like a week, and I've already noticed just so much about myself, about my habits. I feel like I have so much more room and like freedom to just like breathe and focus on being creative again, like just for the sake of creativity, like not for the sake of sharing it and using it for something, but just like for the sake of being creative. Like that's how I used to be. I used to draw every single day, like multiple times a day. I would doodle in class when we were allowed to. Like I would come home, I would sit down and I would draw for like hours. And I just like really miss that creative side of me. And I did not feel like social media, specifically Instagram, I did not feel like Instagram was the outlet for me for creativity. So yeah, I have started drawing again. I've discovered how to draw on my iPad, which is really exciting. Doodling last night. I made that, which is pretty cool. And it just felt therapeutic and relaxing, and I was just 100% in the moment, and I am in the moment when I'm being creative. Another thing I've noticed is that my brain is so much more calm, and like the constant chatter is definitely reduced. I feel like I'm like noticing more things around me because, any like downtime or, dull moment, I would go on social media. Like that's just, that's just what you do. So now that I'm not doing that, I'm more comfortable just like sitting there and just taking in my environment, taking in my surroundings, like noticing things. Like I was working with my fiance yesterday, and I was just sitting in the van waiting for him, and like I started noticing like all these pigeons around, and I don't know, just like watching them, and it was fun. Yeah, I was just like focused on what is actually happening in my real life. And you might be thinking like, why are you on YouTube? Honestly, YouTube is totally different to me compared to Instagram and like TikTok and that kind of stuff, because it's long form videos. It's not like you record on your camera and it's just your camera. You're not recording on your phone. And then you can go and scroll between or whatever. And then I have so much fun editing the videos. Like that's another thing I love to do is edit videos. I've always loved to do that. So I feel like YouTube is like a very fun creative outlet for me as well. And I feel like I can just be more myself because I'm not trying to make a 6-second video and grab your attention. No one's gonna watch this unless you are actually interested in what I have to say. I feel like I can just be more myself. I'm not like trying. Yeah, maybe it would be fun to share more of that, like share more of my journey without social media and just what living in real life looks like. That might sound really weird, but like, I mean, that's kind of the reality that we're living in right now. This is really hard for me to share and talk about. Like this is very vulnerable because I know that there's going to be people judging me. And I know like it's just not easy because I have put a lot of time, money, and effort into trying to grow my social media. it just is not genuine to me anymore. Not to get all like spiritual and hippie, but like I do believe in like energy and kind of like the law of attraction. And so I feel strongly that it's because of the energy that I'm putting out there, and it's not positive, it's not happy, it's not genuine. I think this is just a really good opportunity for me to like really tune in to myself and like rediscover who I am and what I want, become, you know, my genuine self again. It's really sad to think about, actually. Just to think about like some of the things I've kind of missed out on. And this is coming from someone who, like, I really tried to not let all this stuff happen. I really tried to not let social media get in the way of me living my life, but it happened anyway. And I think a lot of that has to do with just my personality. I'm a very like introverted, introspective, sensitive person. Just living my life constantly for other people really affected me in ways that I didn't know it was until now. So another realization I started having actually was because I was always posting like my workout selfies and my workouts and exercise videos and all that stuff on Instagram, I kind of started to wonder, if I didn't have Instagram, would I feel the same way about like fitness, about all of this stuff? Like, would I feel the same way? Would I do the same things? And like, that's kind of a scary thought to have, but like, I really wanted to get curious about it, even though it was really uncomfortable. To be honest, there was like a few days where I didn't work out at all after I decided to stop going on social media. Like, I really did not want to have anything to do with the gym. And that sounds like really, I guess, disingenuous. But no, I've started reflecting on it every day now. And I still absolutely love fitness. Like, did a workout yesterday, and I was like, nope, this is who I am. It feels so good, you know, makes me feel healthy. It's like good for my mental health to relieve stress. Of course, I know all of this stuff. It's good for me. But I was just curious as to how that would feel without thinking about posting anything to do with fitness on Instagram. Yeah, I have to say, like, it feels really good. Like, I feel like I can just go to the gym for me now and not for anyone else. And that's kind of how it should be. And that's what I preached on my Instagram too. Like, you should, you know, work out for yourself when you're posting about fitness almost every day. It kind of does become a thing that you do for Instagram. I was really curious to just reflect on that and lean into that discomfort. Learn more about myself, like my genuine self, without having to post it. All right, nothing else is coming to mind, so I think that's all I wanted to get off my chest. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, this is very vulnerable for me, and it's very hard to share. So like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to post this, but if I do, I would really appreciate your love and support. Yeah, if this resonated at all with you, definitely give this video a thumbs up to let me know. And if you have any thoughts, I would love to hear them in the comments. So definitely comment down below. If you're interested in what this is going to look like, definitely keep following along. I'm really excited to post some more creative things and just tap into myself again. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
What do you know about the Book of Enoch?